I didn't buy a single AI crypto in 2025, not a single one. I had sold all of my AI cryptos in 2024. I never looked back. And the reason why is because AI did very well in 2023 and 2024. They already had their bull runs. And I know that so many people were locked in to this mentality that, well, of course, it's the AI narrative. AI cryptos are going to continue to perform. And then if you look at them, they terribly underperformed the market. They did not hit higher highs in 2025. And it's one of those things you got to look at the charts, guys, because so many of those cryptos did incredible returns. I'm talking 50x, 100x for some of these cryptos. And so I figured that 2025 would be more of a profit-taking year with every one of those. And yes, of course, the entire crypto market went down. But in particular, whenever somebody would ask me about an AI cryptocurrency in 2025, I would discourage them from buying any of those. But now, with all that being said, here we are in 2026, and they have gotten all of them, anyone that you can name, aside from anyone that, let's just say this, the legacy, quote unquote, legacy AI cryptos, the ones that were around in 2022 plus Tau. Tau is a newer AI crypto, but it's built enough reputation that it's worth it. But there's plenty of other ones that just slapped AI in their name. I'm not necessarily talking about those. Maybe some of those will do well, maybe not. But the ones that were around in 2022, the ones that really performed well in 2023. I mean, some of them actually hit new all-time highs in January of 2023. Those ones, the ones that did well, they rode the NVIDIA wave, they rode the AI wave in 2024. Those are the ones that are very much worth having back on your radar. So to name a few, I already mentioned Tau. I think Tau is a very solid play. I would not be selling Tau to buy in lower. Somebody asked me that question on my live stream last week, and I said no. And for some reason, he sold Tau and got mad at me. You know who you are, ZK. There's plenty of other ones. There's Fetch, or ASI, as it's now called, the merger of Fetch AI, Ocean, and Agix. Agix, by the way, was one of those that hit a new all-time high in January of 2023. Now they're merged into ASI. We have Render. I've always been intrigued by Render because Render, if you look at their actual statistics, their use rate in the bear market did not decrease. The number of frames rendered actually increased throughout the previous bear market in 2022 and 2023. So it's been a while since I've looked back into those numbers, but Render was a phenomenal play in the last bear market. I think it's going to be a good play this time around. And then what else do we have? We have AOs. Now, AOs grabs a hold of the narratives. I don't know if it's vaporware, if it's not. I mean, really, a lot of these AI cryptos that we're talking about, they could be vaporware, but they could also be the kind of vaporware that's worth grabbing a hold of because of the narrative potential, which AI was a big narrative in 2023, 2024, not in 2025. It could be in 2026 and 2027. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it grabbed a hold of those narratives. So AOs is a good higher risk play. It's gotten back down to a level that I find it to be attractive. And then we have Near. Now, Near is interesting to me because in the previous bear market, I never really thought of Near as an AI crypto. I thought of it as more of a layer one that was trying to be a so-called ETH killer like everything else, but it has AI components. And so Near is an attractive choice. And looking at the charts the last couple weeks, now I want to say a couple of things. They've all done very well, and we could be in the early stages. Now, if they've done, like I saw that Fetch was up 50% this last week. Does that mean you buy something, especially at a time like this, that's up 50%? I don't know. I think it's fine to DCA still, but Near was a part of those AI cryptos. Tau did very well, Fetch did very well, Render did very well, and we have Near. Near did well in the last week, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if just there was another time, I don't know when, another time, let's just say Bitcoin has crossed $100,000 and maybe even before, because like I said, some of these hit new all-time highs in 2023. But all right, let's just say there is a time when things get interesting in crypto again. I would not be surprised at all if we had AI narrative 2.0. And so I've just named 5. I'm sure there's plenty of other ones. I'm a little intrigued by some of the AI agent cryptos that had a mini run, I think in early 2025 or late 2024. So you have like virtuals. That's the only one that's really sticking out to me off the top of my head. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was a play with these. Now, I'm going to make my video for tomorrow. I am in that video talking about something that seems a little contrary to what I'm talking about in this video. And that is that we really need to shift to the cryptos that people are actually using and people that, and the ones that are actually making money. What a shock, that this is kind of the other side of what might have already been the .com bust in crypto. We might be on the other side of that. On the other side of that, you had Amazon at $4 a share. Over the next 15 years, 20 years, Amazon went to $3,000 a share. So that's that subject for that video, which is a little bit contrary to this one. What I'm saying is there is a category in my mind for these narrative plays. And we've already had our AI narrative, and yet, is there a better potential utility narrative? I mean, really, you think about it. Is there a better potential utility narrative? I can't think of one. There will always be narratives. There will certainly be some narratives that take us by surprise, but no. And after these AI cryptos had the 2025 that they had, it would make a lot of sense to me that we would see AI have another boom. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts.